welcome to Metronome Hacks. Thank you guys for tuning into my YouTube channel, Silver Golden Chaz. My name is Samuel, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the metronome today and how I use it. First question, what metronomes are we using? We can use an app, or we can use an old thing that does that, or any other physical metronome. It does not really matter. But we want it to sound kind of pleasant because you're going to hear that sound quite a lot. Now, to practice with the metronome, we can have the goal of like improving our groove and improving our tempo or our time feel. So how to keep internal time. Especially when we make it harder with certain exercises, we can really strengthen our time. But let's talk a little bit about groove first. The first thing to consider when we play with another person is that they carry their own projection of time. So do you. That will be slightly different, and the tension between the two projections is kind of what results in groove. With a metronome, that works different. The metronome is already kind of the perfect way of how the time should be, and you're going to project your own time upon that. And that's how you can also create groove. Imagine like a drum computer and a human, hopefully human, bass player that plays around with it, maybe a little bit in the back of the beat, and that creates this tension as well. So you can work on your groove with a metronome. Now when we use the metronome and we want to practice a tempo, let's say around 120 beats per minute, it's always advisable to switch it up a little bit. Go to 119. Go to 122, something like that. That way we're really preparing ourselves for small tempo variation. Your band leader may not always count the song off at the exact same tempo, and you don't want to be the guy who can only play on 120, so you will be like pushing the tempo somewhere where you're comfortable at. Keep that in mind, so keep it flexible. Another thing to consider is not to have the metronome too loud. You want it to kind of really blend into your playing. So I kind of almost have it really soft, so I cannot hear it at all times. Only when I get off a little bit, it gets apparent. So work on that. For this video, I'm going to use the metronome not on beat 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to use it on beat 2 and 4, which is a classic. And when we practice jazz, a lot of people do it like that. And the first thing I do is get used to the tempo. So I start and I count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way I get used to the tempo. Now I'm going to play a 12-bar blues for you guys. Enjoy. 1, 2, 3, boom. Now that escalated quickly. Anyway, to summarize today's video, it doesn't really matter what you pick as a metronome as long as it has a pleasant sound to it. Pick slightly different tempos when you practice. So go 119, 121, 120, switch it up a little bit so you get flexible with those tempos. Don't have the metronome too loud. You want it to blend in and not be on the nose. That way you have to focus on it a little bit more and treat it like another musician. Use the metronome in creative ways. For today's videos, I used it on beats 2 and 4. Thank you guys for tuning in to Metronome Hacks. This is Samuel from Silver Golden Chaz. Please like, comment, and share. It's greatly appreciated.